G'day everyone, Daniel here from GI Energy. Today I'm running you through the Fronius Solar Web App. So if you've got a Fronius inverter installed, you can use the app or you can use the desktop version. We have a different video for the desktop version which will be published around the same time as this one. I prefer using the desktop. There's a little bit more you can do there, but most people seem to like the app. So I'm going to run through the app today. When you open the app, you're going to see your home screen that will look like this. On your home screen, it gives you your live data. So this system is currently producing 7.21 kilowatts of solar energy. And you can see the little flow graph there, flow chart, sorry, goes through to the different places. The blue icon is the home, the green is the battery, and then the last one there, the gray one, is the grid. This battery is full. It shows 100%. It shows 13 watts going into the battery. That's basically nothing. That's just sort of trickling in as it's already full. The household is using 1.9 kilowatts, so the remaining 5.28 is being exported into the grid and they're receiving some kind of credit for that. If you don't have a battery, obviously you won't have that same green battery icon, but the rest should look the same. Going down, it shows what your generation has been today. So this solar system today has produced 51.6 kilowatt hours so far, which has been 53% self-consumed. I'll click into that in a minute to give you a bit more detail. But basically 27.2 kilowatts has been self-consumed, and then the remaining 24.3 has gone back into the grid. The next little box down there shows the consumption today. So the consumption today has been 17.4 kilowatt hours. They've been almost 100%, so 98% self-sufficient, using 17.1 kilowatts from their solar system, and they've purchased 0.27 kilowatt hours from the grid, which is almost nothing. The earnings of today have been $8.62, so that shows obviously what you've saved. CO2 savings 27.34 kilograms. And the last button there at the bottom is the battery control. If you were to click start, the way that this one is set up is that it would start to charge the battery. So if you're looking outside and there's a storm coming, your battery's on 10%, you might be a bit worried that there is a power cut coming, you can hit start and that will then charge that battery. So manually, basically, so that you've got some power there that you can obviously use during the blackout if it does occur. All of these little tabs here you can click on. So I'm going to click on generation today. That's going to open up a new tab. On that new tab, it gives you a little bit more information. So as we saw before, the generation was 51.6 kilowatt hours. 53% of that is self-consumption. And then it gives you a breakdown there. 27.2 has been used. 13.8 is direct, but 13.4 to the battery. And then the remaining 24.3 kilowatt hours has gone to the grid. As hot water and as EV range, that just gives you some equivalence there of what that sort of power represents. Excuse me. If you go to the top and click on month, it obviously gives you that breakdown over a month. So in September 2025, so far the generation of this system has been 1.26 megawatt hours, which is 1,260 kilowatt hours of production. And it gives you the same breakdown for the self-consumption, direct use into battery, and then obviously the grid. You can click on year and you can click on total. So this system was installed 2023, so it gives them the breakdown there. So far they've basically produced 46.5 megawatt hours, and it's broken down on that screen there as to where it's gone. If you go to the top left-hand corner and click the little arrow, it takes you back to the main page. Just as I clicked on the generation today, you can also click on the consumption today, and it gives you a similar breakdown in days, months, years, and total. So obviously breaking down the consumption, it shows that their self-sufficiency has been 17.1 kilowatt hours today. They've been 98% self-sufficient today. And then it shows that the PV has provided 13.8 of that and the battery 3.32. At the time of recording, it's mid-afternoon, so I expect that the battery will obviously supply more power after the solar energy has started to decrease in production later on in the afternoon, and then obviously into the evening when there's no solar, the battery will kick in and provide more power. If we look at what over the year, so 2025 so far, still 93% self-sufficient. So they've only had to purchase a very small amount of energy from the grid across the whole year, across those 9 months, 780 kilowatt hours or 0.78 megawatt hours, which is a very small percentage of their overall use. If we go to the top left and click back again, You can then click into the earnings, and that gives you a little bit more information about the earnings as well. So in total, they've saved $11,203 with this solar system. Click on the top left again, CO2 savings. Again, you can click on that one to get a little bit of a breakdown. So it gives you the icons on the left-hand side. It shows the tons of carbon emissions. Then it shows the little aeroplane. So that's the equivalent of an aeroplane flying 615 kilometers, planting 632 trees, or a car, a typical combustion engine vehicle, driving nearly 100,000 kilometers. That's your home screen. So that gives you basically your breakdown of information. If you click on the next tab along that says energy, you can pull up some charts. We're on year, so I'll go back to day first. So the key at the bottom of the chart shows you what the different colors mean. So you've got your generation in the dark orange, your self-consumption in yellow, your consumption, so your household consumption in blue, and then your battery state of charge is the green line at the top. If you get your finger and you touch on the screen somewhere, it will show you at any time of the day what that was doing. So I've clicked on 8:30 there, 8:30 a.m. There was 7.43 kilowatts of solar production, generation as it's called on here, and then all of that was self-consumed. There was only a 1.98 kilowatts of household use at that time, and the battery was 82% charged. If we scroll across to 10:30 a.m., you can see there that the battery was fully charged by that time. Home consumption was still a bit lower. If we go through and have a look at different times, you can see there at one time they were using 5.5 kilowatt hours. It peaked again there at 7.95 kilowatts being used. So you can scroll through and look at different times of the day. This can be pretty handy if, for let's say, you get a power bill that's really high for some reason and you don't know why. You can have a look at here and see where that energy is being used. And it might be that your timer on your pool pump has failed and it's running all through the night. And then you would be able to see your blue line obviously on throughout the evening, throughout the night. It could be that somebody's using power somewhere in the house that you're unaware of. It could be a bunch of things. It's just a good investigative way of looking into how you're using energy if you want to historically, and also obviously as live data. Similarly to the other tabs that we clicked on before, you can click on month and then it gives you a bar chart of the energy for that month. Let's go back to the previous month so you can get a full month. It gives you a breakdown at the bottom there of the total generation, the total self-consumption, the total consumption, and then the total amount from the grid. So you can do that yearly as well. And we can go back to 2024 and it gives us a breakdown there for the whole year. Pretty good data, nice information to have. Again, especially if things change, you can look back. It's also a good way of kind of keeping track of what your solar system's doing. If you look at it over a 10-year period, for example, you might be able to see that your panels have degraded a little bit over the years, or if you choose to get them cleaned, you might be able to compare monthly figures to see if that clean has really had an impact in the real world. Obviously, remembering that there's other variables outside of that, like weather, that have quite a big impact. But I think it's a good tool to use for all of those things. Obviously, the main benefit is that if there's an issue with your system, this is going to let you know as well. And if you've got it set up with your email address, like you would have, you'd get an email to say that there was an issue. And it would basically give you an error code and tell you what that issue was. That would then be able to prompt you to basically contact your installer and let them know what that error code was. And if it's us that's installed the system for you, we would be very happy to help. If it's somebody else, get in touch with them and hopefully they'll be happy to help as well. The next tab is the system tab. So this gives you your breakdown. So for context, this solar system is 13.2 kilowatt hours. It was installed in May 2023. It has a SIMO 10 Gen 24 Plus, which is the hybrid inverter from Fronius. It has the BYD battery and the Fronius power meter, which is what measures obviously your consumption. So if you click on any of those, it shows you a bit more detail of what it is. So this battery is 44.2 kilowatt hours. The minimum state of charge is set at 7%. Maximum is obviously is 100, and then a few other bits of information there. And you can click on each of those. You can go into the inverter and look at the serial number and all those other details, and same with the power meter. Lastly, you've got your settings. Again, there's more settings on the desktop version where you can go in and change tariffs and things like that. So if you want to make changes to anything in a wholesale way, I would advise using the desktop version and checking out the video there of how to do those things. I'm not going to click on user profile because that's just all the details about the user, and we obviously don't want to share that information on the video. The app settings are pretty basic. You can change the appearance for light and dark or automatic. I just leave it on automatic, then it adjusts itself depending on obviously the light in the room. Your motion, we always just leave that off as well. It just shows the live data slightly differently. If you want to turn that off and have a play around with it, definitely not crucial. It doesn't affect the way anything works. And again, some other basic settings there that don't really require anything in terms of a user setting them up or playing with them. It's all default is how we leave it, and that's probably the best way to use the app. I think that covers it. The app is, as I say, it's very user-friendly. It's very visually pleasing. Fronius are obviously a great company that we've done loads and loads of installs with their products. So we're very familiar with the data, the way it's displayed. We're very happy with Solarweb. If we have missed anything, please hit us up in the comments and ask us questions. We're obviously happy to help and direct you where you need to go if you need more assistance with the app. But hopefully this has been helpful. And if you are looking at an additional battery or solar system for your home and business, that's what we do. We're obviously solar installers. So please feel free to get in touch. We'd love to do a free proposal for you. Thanks for watching.